The resident namer of things.
He's very good at naming things. Yes.
Listen, if he makes a shot.
All right. There isn't a name for it as of right now. But now there's a name. So you witnessed it. Reginald the Reaper. I think we wanted to keep it kind of open-ended so that people could kind of interpret what that was. I think that is it a Reaper? Is it just a figure? We did refer to it as the entity for a long time, just when we were discussing the cover work and what we wanted there. So
Oh my God!
That's so typical.
No, you're fine. Don't
Reginald to get the phone.
My time is all right. Yeah. So I think it could be whatever you want it to be named, but
We didn't have a proper name for it. There's no social security number. This is so loud. Yeah, it doesn't have like a voting registration, but it was referred to as things.
I like to imagine that they're
it's crazy
I
loud.
I want to say that it's like not the same one on the cover for everyone. Like each one of them is its own entity.
Like that. But yours
But it
is
wouldn't make
original.
sense. I like to say that. It wouldn't make sense to say that. Wouldn't make any sense to say that. But that's how I
What is true?
That's how
What is-
it's
yeah.
true.
That's the
Don't get me.
hot potato, man. Hot potato.
Smells like cocoa. Here we go.
It smells
Hey
like,
guys.
It smells like you two are gonna be sick soon.
What's up?
Oh hey.
Yo, thank you all for doing this too.
Yes.
Really appreciate you being here personally.
How has the influence of your other bands contributed to this one?
I refuse to let any other bands influence this one. To me, when I do this band, it's like I've never played music before in my life. I don't know. You kind of get chewed into shape by the people around you. You know, all your experiences. Kind of hard to qualify exactly how. But, you know, it's gotta go into something.
Do we need this?
Do we?
Yeah, do we need that?
I know it didn't make this make sense before. Try it.
All right. I don't like it. That's why I'm
Do
gonna
that.
just Henry Rollins.
Do
every
that.
question.
Just knock out.
I think that no matter what you've been through or gone through where you started, it all somehow shapes the person that you become. You know? So, since someone's claiming these questions, I'm going to direct every answer to you. Yeah. Your question. All right, sorry. Yeah.
Great question.
Never mind.
So I feel like, there's influences there. I think that there's little artifacts, that you aren't able to ever get away from because it's just like, it's like a facial tick. Like you just have it. It's part of who you are. And sometimes I think we spend a lot of time hating those things about ourselves, right? But when we get older, we kind of realize we're the only ones that notice them. It's a lot like, your hometown kind of thing. So you spend your entire life trying to run away from it, and hopefully you die there. You want to get back to where you started.
When you're old.
Yeah, when you die. I meant that as a nice thing, by the way. So I think that there's little things here and there, but I don't know if it's like a conscious thing. No?
I would agree.
George?
I agree.
George.
I concur.
What album impacted you the most during your childhood to paint?
What album? Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Hey, yeah, repeat
I'm definitely going to
Can
say
you-
drive like
I might, actually. Thank you.
I've known you for 40 years.
Yes.
What album impacted you the most during your childhood?
During my childhood.
Oh, childhood.
You know what? I'm going to
Two things I
say,
said.
yeah, childhood, I'll say Paul Simon Graceland. I have that on repeat in my house. And I've actually just recently started listening to it again. And it's phenomenal. It's great. What? What? You laughed at? Here,
No.
here. You do it. You do it.
He's making fun of you.
I know. Everyone does.
Stop.
I wasn't making fun.
What's your favorite part of this album?
I really, I don't know if I'm not joking when I say this. this. I really enjoy making music with these people. It's super fun. There's no like ego shit involved. There's no. One of my least favorite things is when you make music with somebody and they're a naysayer about something. Like as soon as you like come up with like a riff or a chord progression, they're like, "Oh, that sounds like
not gonna work.
Yeah, that I don't like that. We don't play music that sounds like that." It's like, "Fuck, shut up."
It sounds a lot like some other band.
Here's the thing that you have to understand is when you're making things, there's no right or wrong. We got into this because there's no rules, right? Like this art form is a wonderful art form. There's no right or wrong way, and I think that's one of the greatest things about it. Very rarely does a song start out one way and when it's finished sound exactly the same as when it started. That's very, very rare. So if you were to put a bullet in the head of a song when it first starts, you don't know what it's going to grow into to be. You know what I mean? So I hate people that kill ideas right off the bat. It's one of my biggest pet peeves. I think you should chase everything because eventually it gets you to either a great song or it tells you what not to do. You know, but either way, it gets the creative juices and wheels turning. And this band has always done that. And I think that's a really wonderful thing. It's a freeing thing, and it's a fun band to be a part of. Because we do laugh. We get to laugh.
Aw, that's cute.
What's that?
Live, laugh, dude.
Live, laugh, dudes. This is yes, that's a Tuckerism. Yeah, they call it. Anybody else?
The lunches.
The
lunches
lunch-
were great. It was like the best lunches. Every day we'd break, we'd go upstairs for lunch because there's a restaurant upstairs for lunch.
Live lunch, good.
Live lunch.
It was cool. Great lunches.
Fried pickles.
There's a lot of elements of life that are not fun. And there are a lot of things that sometimes writing songs isn't fun. But I feel like every time we get in the room together and write some songs, it's always very appreciative of the art that we are able to make together.
Yeah, sorry, I'll talk around a minute. I didn't know where the fried pickles were. That's why I was asking. That was what's important to me. Yeah, I agree with you.
Where are you talking about fried pickles from?
The diner. The pub.
Hey, I got good fried pickles.
Hey, what's up?
How do you know if it's healthy when you're screaming versus singing?
Huh?
That's you, the singing versus screaming. There's a great, Melissa Cross gives a really good tutorial on how to save your vocal cords when screaming. I like to feel it personally. To me, it's not real unless it hurts me. I'm not a great person to give advice on the best way to conserve your voice. Most of the things I do, people would say are classically very bad. And I don't really know how it works that well. So, but Melissa Cross gives really good advice on how to save your throat, how to move things around. I'm just going for it. It's taking the whole time. Yeah.
It's like chapstick. It doesn't burn. It's not right.
Yeah.
I feel like I've yet to be in a band with a vocalist that takes care of the voice at all. Like, and I've been in multiple bands where like they're like genius singers, like just God-given amazing talent that anybody would fucking slip another person's throat to have, and they're just like smoking cigarettes, like, curves and shit like that. Like, they don't give a fuck. It's crazy.
No rules.
No, yeah. So I don't know.
I didn't know he liked curves, but
I have probably licked a curve.
If you had to do a cover of a 90s pop song, what song would you pick?
Go down the line.
Pop song. Just singing them.
Sorry, that was me.
A 90s pop song?
90s pop.
Everything I do it for you by
Oh.
Bryan Adams. Great song. Great song.
So we're hearing that tonight.
all right.
I want to do a Duran Duran song, Come and Go.
That's the 80s, bro. Ooh, yeah, it's like easy.
Oh, really?
Let's do that. What is it?
Come on, Duran Duran. You know.
That's nice.
Yeah, that album's like 92.
He would know. Yeah, he would know. When's Hungry Like a Wolf? That's the 80s. Oh, all right, I'm sorry.
Break the rules here. I want to do Hungry Like a Wolf too.
I have no idea. I'm trying to think.
90s pop song.
Yeah, what do we got?
I like both of these suggestions so far.
I'm really kind of drawing a blank on
I'm bad with like year time frames. Anything that has to do with like numbers, like that's in like a like I don't like temperatures. I don't know what temperatures feel like. Right? I don't get it. Temperature. I don't know how long it takes to do anything.
What is numbers?
I don't. It's a construct. It doesn't. It's not true.
It means numbers.
Yeah. So like as far as like picking from a year, I can't do that. I'm sorry, but there's lots of songs that I would love to do. But if you have to hold me in the 90s, I can't do it. I'm sorry. All right. Then you're gonna have to sign up for another VIP and I like that. I'm like a wolf. I think would be great.
Like a Prayer's 80s?
Like a
Yeah,
prayer.
if it's 91,
Someone Google it.
Like a prayer? That's 90s.
91
That was
probably.
90s.
was it?
Not like a prayer for sure.
Probably.
Hey Siri, when did
I shouldn't say for sure.
Little tidbit, we were working on that for a little bit, and I really loved it.
1989.
Mr. Jones by Counting Crows is one of my karaoke jams.
Wow.
Which one?
Mr. Jones?
You knew it.
Mr. Jones.
We finished each other's sandwich.
That song's about his dick. I found out like 2 years ago that that's just a white guy. Yeah. I didn't know that was just a white dude.
Wrap it up.
Tidbits.
Wrap it up.
What are some of your favorite moments from the record that aren't your parts?
Oh shit. The solo
Yeah.
to like Magic.
Yeah,
Oh my
so
God.
like magic is.
That was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could go down the line of numerous different things from everybody. The leads on Holograms that Frank does, because that's probably my favorite song.
You want
I
mine?
keep coming back to that as my favorite song.
Vocals on holograms, I love.
What's that?
The vocals on holograms.
Drums all through, I almost said, Grip by Grip.
Yeah.
Call that
I don't remember what
I can see it now.
What's it?
Yes.
Okay. And for Tim, I think that I will go Deserve to Be Haunted.
Okay.
And like Magic for Andrew, just because it's a song that like came from deep in, like you know what I mean? Like I knew that song existed for a long time.
Right? I think it's so fucking sick too to just start the record just singing.
Yeah.
That's
That's
just
That's been kicking around in that soul.
there. I feel like everything about that, because that was the thing too. I feel like we maybe touched on this in like interviews and stuff like that. But when we were writing this record, we had little over 10 songs that we were working on that we were recording, and but we didn't have a track one. And so, like 2 weeks in, I started to like sweat a bit. I was getting nervous because I feel like we had our end track, and then we had a bunch of other songs that could be in the middle somewhere, but we had nothing that started the record. And for me, like that, we didn't have a record. We didn't have a track one and an end track. There was no full like idea or statement being said. So like, fuck, like trying to fit things in, and then of course Anthony was like, well, like kind of have this thing I'm working on. I'm not sure. It's like, oh, motherfucker. You've been hiding Bohemian Rhapsody. But yeah, he brought it. He sent it to the band, and immediately it was like, oh, this is obvious. Yeah, and that's the second time this happened. So,
Yeah.
we don't have a third record unless Anthony writes track one.
Get on it. It's in there. It's there.
Which song are you most excited to play live?
Well, we played a lot of these songs, or not a lot of them, but like the singles, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Live. and we started playing Like Magic on the first headline show that we did in the UK, and that was amazing. But tonight we might play 2 songs that we haven't played yet, so we're very excited about that. Yeah, I know. That's what I thought. So I'm excited for that, but also, I mean, Violet's always fun. I mean,
Yeah.
Violet, Paper Tigers is really fun. Fatal Deluxe is
Fable's like my
Fable's-
Fable's like Fable. That song makes me feel. That song makes me feel fucked up. I love it.
Yeah.
It's crazy, like, when you play new songs, like, it's always scary that they're not going to translate live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you record them on a record, you're like, oh, this is pretty cool on the record. You never know how it's going to be. It's like a box of chocolate.
That's definitely something with this band that I've noticed from both of these records. That I've written stuff with bands before where I'm like, oh, this is really a cool song, but then when you go to play it, it doesn't feel the same, or it just doesn't carry over because it was the way it was conceptualized. Whereas everything that we've done, even from past lives to this, when it crosses over to like, all right, now we're gonna play this live, it always just feels like, I don't know, it feels better to me.
Maybe you think it's because we've been doing this for so long that you just like know what it feels like to play live, so we like write from that perspective a little bit.
Maybe. I forget everything I've ever done. I clear the slate.
Dude, I can't tell you the song for the night.
It is weird every time, like, as much as we've been doing this collectively 30 years touring, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
Every time I leave for tour, I'm like, how do I do this? How do I pack? I don't know what do I do? Do I use guitar? It's crazy. Every single fucking time. Yeah. And then I get here, I'm like, why did I packed nothing but bathing suits? I didn't know. But like something like that. You have 4.
He collects babies.
Where the fuck are
Board shorts. Mostly board shorts.
I like
Like back from Living Tigers. You're like wearing a body glove.
It's like, that's a 90s. Board shorts are like the beach Wellington.
Personality.
Oh.
Great song. Great song.
What about Nigel?
Let's not get started with that. Make fun of me again. All these people are gonna upset me, and I'm not gonna forget it.
Sorry to happen. The damage is done. Just kidding.
How long have you known you've wanted to pursue music?
Forever.
Yeah.
So I remember being like 3 or 4, and my dad like trying to show me how to play drums, and then like when I would go over to my grandfather's house and stuff like that, they would always have these date books. You can get them at like CVS or like whatever, like, and they have like it's like a calendar book. All this fucking shit stuck in there, and like notes written, like where they had to play these gigs that they were playing and stuff like that. It felt like, and they would go over each other's notebooks, like, oh, can you fill in for this and do this? And it was like a secret society that they had this language, that only they knew, and they would drink fucking black coffee, Sanka, black Sanka, and like burnt toast. They would
It's
go
hard
over
to
there.
talk.
Yeah. And so I just wanted to be a part of that so bad, and that's everything's like. Someone else has to have a story.
Yeah, I don't think I ever made a conscious decision about it. I just feel like music has always been a huge part of my life, and like I don't think I ever was like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna make the decision, and this is what I want to do. It just has always been there and continues to be.
It feels like, as far as from what I know about your musical journey,
Yeah.
it's like people made the decision for you.
Kind of, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you play
It's
bass
tried
now.
so hard.
I tried
not
so
to
hard
be
not to
that.
do things. Yes.
Every band he's ever been in, he's tried not to be.
This one? Not this one.
I think I bought a drum kit, and I was like, well, I'm never not doing this. So that's how it started.
He was 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, very similar to Frank. My father was a musician, so his guitar is always around. My mother was in music too, so I grew up around. I don't think until I 2013 was when I really was like, I will never not want to do this. Like, you know, I loved it up till then, but there was something about, that age when it just hit me. Certain music that I heard, I was like, I want to do this forever. So, yeah, I can remember that kind of moment.
I can't remember it all. I can't recall when I was like, I want to do music. I remember loving music and wanting to be in a band. I remember being like 14 and being like wanting to start a band, but up until like a week ago, I didn't even know I could do this full time. As long as I can remember, I always liked music, but I never thought I could like do it like this. Even when I was trying in the beginning to like be in a band and go on tour, I was like,
All right. When learning your respective instrument, which songs did you first learn how to play?
The first song I remember the song that made me want to play bass was 3 Days, Jane's Addiction. I wanted to learn that bass line. And I got a bass, I started taking lessons, but I just sat in my room and just was like, I'm going to learn this bass line no matter what. It took me a long time, but I did it. Still play.
Probably played it today.
I did. Anyone?
Just like the first song.
First song you ever learned. I mean, probably Hot Cross Buns. I think it was on the Peter Gunn at
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But it's like songs. I don't know. I always.
You know what I know what you're talking about.
You don't know what we're talking about.
Alright. We're separated by the line of short demarcation. Probably a Nirvana song. Probably.
Come as you are.
I don't know. That was might have been that. Or Smell Like Teen Spirit, probably.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a Nirvana song where like I remember learning how to play power chords to Sanitarium by Metallica. Because you pluck out those power chords in the beginning and I just didn't know how to. That was how I learned how to stretch these two fingers like that.
I think the first song I ever like tried to play that wasn't one of the songs that I had written with a band was like For Whom the Bell Tolls.
So much fun.
So good.
I can remember like being like 10 and constantly trying to play Satisfaction over stuff. I think I was playing it wrong. So. Or I would just keep picking it up and just playing that and eventually learn other things. Have I learned other things? What? Yeah, I got a Satisfaction.
You know that piano song that's like it's over or something? When I was a little kid, I got obsessed with that song. And there was like a little organ in my basement that you plugged in, and there was like a band that ran it, and I like tried to learn how to play that. Like I still don't know how to play it. Sorry, my bad.
All right.
Those are the sounds you make when you finish the songs. That's what it's from.
Yep.
That was the Q&A portion. Thank you, everybody. But there's somebody who wants to use this opportunity to tell their mom something. Somebody who would like to do that.
All right. Oh, here. Okay. Yeah. Let's go. There you go.
You want us to read it?
Yeah. All right. You sure? Yeah. All right. I wrote this for my mom, and I'm very nervous. Me too. Hi, Mom. I know we don't see eye to eye on this stuff, but I don't want to leave you in the dark because I love you. And I have pretty much always felt like a boy from as early as I can remember.
more later, and you can ask me anything you want. I'm sure you'll know when I got my name from. I want to go by Mikey. I love you always. You're